I saw a hole in my husband's pants and couldn't help but laugh. It was just a harmless little joke, but he took it as a challenge to his authority. The next thing I knew, he was attacking me. I collapsed to the floor, tears and cold sweat streaming down my face. I'd been living with this kind of abuse for over 20 years. After dinner, I was clearing the dishes, still aching all over, when I accidentally touched one of his triggers. The moment a plate hit the floor, he started comparing me to a swimsuit model on TV, insulting my body over and over again. I finally reached my limit.
Fat ass. Lousy cooking. Goddamn.
Guess what, Joe? I ain't tired anymore.
When he tried to hit me again, I shoved him back onto the couch and grabbed an axe. That's when I heard my daughter coming downstairs. So I quickly stepped in front of him to keep her from seeing what had happened. After she went back upstairs, I handed the axe back to him. I told him he could either kill me right then and there, or never lay a hand on me again.
Hit me. You do it again. One of us is going to the boneyard.
That stopped him, and the confrontation ended there. What I didn't know was that my daughter had witnessed everything that happened that night. Not long afterward, my husband died after falling into an abandoned well. And I was the first person she suspected. Rumors spread quickly, and even she became caught up in them. Although his death was eventually ruled an accident, it left emotional scars that never truly healed. In her eyes, he may not have been a good husband, but he had always been a loving father. So after she left the island for college, she never came back. Years later, she was working for a newspaper in New York. Then one day, she received an anonymous fax saying that I had become involved in another death. This time, the victim was Vera, the woman I had worked for many years. On the day of the incident, Vera fell down a flight of stairs, and I was standing over her, holding a rolling pin. A mail carrier happened to witness the scene, and from that moment on, I became the prime suspect in what appeared to be my employer's murder. As soon as she heard the news, my daughter put her work aside and returned to the hometown she had avoided for years. My involvement in another death also brought the old rumors about my husband's death back into the spotlight. We returned to the house that had been abandoned for years. The walls were covered with hateful graffiti, and every window had been smashed. I had grown used to all of that long ago. What truly broke my heart was seeing how much my daughter had changed. Her bag was filled with psychiatric medication. She couldn't get through a meal without cigarettes and alcohol, and nearly everything she said was filled with resentment toward me. Deep down, I knew she had never let go of what happened all those years ago. The next day, I took her to Vera's house to collect my personal belongings. The most important thing I wanted back was a scrapbook containing every interview and article my daughter had published over the years. The sheriff in charge of the investigation was determined to solve the case. Throughout his career, he had solved countless major crimes, but my husband's death in that abandoned well remained the one case he had never been able to put behind him. With retirement approaching, he was determined to bring me to justice.